So let's start on our mat, just letting our hips relax open. So you can take cobbler like this, you can have cross legs, or even just let your legs open. And we're just gonna let them be heavy there. Let your eyes close a moment. Checking in with the body, with the mind, the breath. How is everything feeling this morning? Noticing that little bit of work from gravity coming into the legs, into your hips. Noticing how the rest of the body is responding. Are you kind of leaning forward, hunching? Start to straighten through the spine. Let the chin lift up a little bit. Top of the head reach for the ceiling. And just give yourself a couple deep breaths here. A fresh new day ahead with all its potential. Let's welcome it with a little bit of gratitude and movement this morning. Letting ourselves wake up slow. Go ahead, just start to make some little circles. Notice how the feeling in the body changes as we go over the legs and back up again. Bring it back the other direction. Good, let's sit up tall. Bring the hands back and behind. And we'll close the feet onto the mat. Give the knees a rock side to side. Now I'm going to keep leaning into the hands. I'm going to let the legs come still in the middle and reach the left leg out. You can rest it onto the top of your knee and just circle out that ankle. Good, cross that thigh over the other and take a little side to side. This is going to get just a little bit deeper into the outside of that left hip. And now we're going to come up toward our cow face pose. So I'm going to stop leaning back, let my feet open to the opposite directions so that they can come down. So the knees are going to be stacking generally one over the other. If this feels too tight in the hip, you can bring the bottom of your left foot down. Then we're going to take our arms up. So left leg is on top. Left arm will come on top, we'll reach. And let the palm close down toward your shoulders. Reach the right arm out and let the palm open on your back. And then start to walk the two hands together as much as they'll come. Maybe taking the fingers. If the hands don't reach, you can always grab a little strap or a sock or a towel and just take it between the hands to get that little bit of tension. Good. We'll release the arms, reach out, and then reach forward. If the legs are stacked, you might fold. If the knee is up, you might just hug into that knee. Good. Let's lift up. Lean the hands back again, uncross. And take the right leg on top of your knee and just circle out that ankle. Good. A tight cross of the thighs to take a little rock side to side. Good. So we'll move it into cow face on this side. So my legs will come forward. I'll open my feet wide to try and bring the knees down. Or again, there's your option to take foot down to the mat. Right hand over the top of your shoulder, palm faces in. Left hand, palm faces out. And we'll walk those hands together as far as they want to come. Lift through the top of your head, finding a nice long spine for this big stretch in the shoulders. Good. Coming forward with a fold or maybe a hug of the knees. Good. Release the legs. Give them a little shake. And we'll turn over to come onto our all fours on the mat. So I'm going to tuck my toes up here. And I'm going to give a little press through the hips and just feel that stretch in the arch of my feet. So come forward, little lean over the wrist. Come back, stretch through the arches. Good. Let's lift to our down dog. Give the feet a little walk. Good. Take it forward into plank. Knees to the mat. Lift the feet off the mat. And lower for a kneeling chaturanga. So nice and slow. Flatten the legs down when you get to the bottom and lift to a cobra. Press to a child's pose. Stretch it long as 3 breaths here. Good, we'll take that same progression again. So I'm going to lift up, down dog. Walking the feet. Forward to plank. Push the mat away. Knees come down. Lift my feet off. Lower down. Flatten the legs. Lift to the cobra. Child's pose. Good, let's reach the arms back in this child's pose. Palms face up right alongside your legs. Let the upper body just go heavy into the legs. Okay, I'm going to reach back for the heels. And then I'm going to start to arch through the back, like I'm coming into cat. Tuck the chin toward the chest, and then rest the top of your head to the mat. So the hips are slightly lifting off the feet here. Good, uncurl to come up to hero just for a second. We're going to sit onto the feet. Then we're going to reach the arms up, come to kneeling. Exhale, right hand to the hip. Take a little side bend. Back into the middle. Left hand to the hip and side bend. Both hands to the hips. Roll the shoulder blades back and together so the elbows point back. Left foot's going to step out. Low lunge, we're going to sink into that front leg. Good, let's straighten the leg and reach the arms up. A little bit of balance there. Push the mat away through the bottom of your foot. And then sink into the knee, reach the arms back. Lifting up. Pushing back. Good, one more. And back. Good, let's reach the arms overhead. Take a little crescent, just adding a little back bend to this. Hands release to the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift that back knee. Step out, down dog. Flow forward into plank. Now you can lower regular chaturanga or drop the knees again. Lift your way up to cobra or maybe up dog, pushing the mat away to float the legs. Tuck the toes, down dog. Good, bring the right foot forward. Sink that back knee down. Lifting up, hands to the hips. Roll the shoulder blades together, elbows back. Sink into that front leg. Good, now we're going to straighten. Reaching arms up. Bend, reaching arms back. Really stretch through the fingertips when you come forward. Come up. Come back. Good. One more. Crescent lunge, reaching the arms up and adding a little back bend. Hands to the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift that knee, step forward, coming into forward fold. And a little rock side to side. Ragdoll. Good, let's come into the center, roll our way to stand. Take a breath, reaching up. Interlock the fingers, press the palms to the ceiling. Big stretch to the side. Up and over to the other side. Up to the center, hands behind the head. Balance to the right foot, left knee is going to lift. Good, give that ankle a little turn. Foot steps down. I'm going to keep the elbows open, keep stretching the shoulders as I come halfway fold. So top of the head toward the top of the room. Lift back up. Balance to the left, right foot comes up, and I'll turn the ankle. Good. Release the foot, release the hand. Sinking into chair, I'm going to reach my arms back. Inhaling to stand, reach up. Exhale, sink to chair. Standing up. Leave the arms up and sit down to that chair. Good, let's take a little balance. So balance into the right foot. Left knee up. I'm going to take my hands to my heart. Now finding that one-legged mountain we just took, so straightening through the standing leg. Add a little twist to the left. Maybe take a hold of the outside of that left leg. Reach the left arm back. Take your gaze out behind you as well. Good, come back to the center. Sink to that chair. Here we go, hands to the heart. Lifting just the right knee, so one-legged chair. Lifting up one-legged mountain, straighten the left leg. Take a twist to the right. Take a hold of the outside of your right knee. Reach the right arm back. Follow with your gaze. Beautiful. Come back to center. Sit into the chair. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Exhale down. Stepping back to plank. Taking your option to lower. Lifting up. Knees to the mat. Child's pose. Now reaching the arms out in this child's pose so my forearms and my hands can meet the mat. And I'm going to lift onto the forearms. Shoulders stack right over those elbows. Tuck the toes. Lift your way into dolphin. Gaze coming back and behind. You can give the feet a little walk there if you like. Just deepening one heel to the mat at a time. Lovely. I'm going to come forward to a forearm plank. So I need to walk my feet back, that my hips can come level with the rest of my body. And then release the belly to the mat. Let your chest lift into Sphinx. Chin down to the chest. And just slowly trace the front of your chest. Feeling out the low back here, so if it feels good to take it deeper, you can bend the knees. Good. Head comes back to center and the legs come down if they're up. I'm going to just open my arms out to the diagonal. So they're wide, they're off my mat. Let's go ahead, tent the fingertips. We're going to bend the elbows to point up toward the ceiling. Bring the forehead toward the mat. Good. Now roll the elbows down so they face the floor again. Still tenting fingers. I'm going to push the mat away to straighten through the arms as much as I can. Seal pose. You can add the little fins of the seal, the flippers, bringing heels together and flexing through the feet. This is going to deepen that back bend if you take the feet. Good. Legs come down. I'll bring the hands down. Let the elbows point to the ceiling. Bring forehead down. One more time. We'll lift to seal. Rolling elbows down and under. Straightening through the arms. Tips of the fingers. Heels together and the feet flex. Good, bring it down. Slide the hands in next to you. Press back to that child's pose. Good, I'm going to press through the palms just to lift my forearms and my head off the mat in this child's pose. Tent your right fingertip so that the arm really lifts. Slide the left arm underneath and let the shoulder come down. So you can kind of look out under that right arm. Kind of halfway to a thread the needle. Good, let's swap sides. So just tent through the left fingers. Right arm comes under and shoulder to the mat. Coming back to the center, we're going to come all the way forward, back to that Sphinx. So belly comes down. I'll bring my forearms out. Taking it for a twist this time. So let's bend the right knee into half frog. Flex the foot to open a little wider than your knee there. Left arm is going to slide under the right. Shoulder to the ground, just like we did in that twisted child. But here we're going to send the right shoulder all the way out to the other side of the mat, letting your chest open toward the ceiling. Supine twist. If If this feels good and you want to deepen, you can take your hand onto that right knee and kind of press it toward the mat. Your hand can come up to your right shoulder and press it down toward the floor. Good, we're gonna release, coming back to that half frog. So leave your knee bent, come up onto your forearms. Now we're gonna press through the forearms to take like a little arch through the spine, like you're doing a cat. Feel that stretch move down the front of that left hip, inside of the right. And then come like you're doing cow. So really pressing belly toward mat, opening the chest and the throat forward. Just take a couple more like this, just slowly pushing mat away through the forearms, arching the back. Slowly releasing, pushing the chest forward. Slide the leg in. And we'll take the left knee bent to the side, open the foot. Taking our twist, right arm underneath, bring your shoulder down. Reach the left shoulder across to the other side, open the chest. If that's feeling good, a little press for your shoulder, a little press for your knee, drawing them toward the mat. And releasing back to the center toward that half frog. Forearms onto the mat. And take those slow stretches through the back. Good. After you finish the one you're on, go ahead, slide the legs back in. We'll slide the hands next to the chest and press up. Child's pose. easy to release all those little back bends we did there. Reaching back for the heels. We'll take rabbit, arching the spine, chin to the chest, top of the head to the neck. Hips are lifting off your feet. And then rolling back to sit into hero. Let's take 2 breaths here. Good, and we'll just release over to seated. Moving into boat, letting ourselves lean back, finding a little lift for the feet. You can leave knees bent or extended. Now we're going to bend the knees in, give yourself a little hug, and then drop both knees to the right. So they're stacking one over the other. I'm going to reach my right arm across for that left shin. Left hand will come out behind. Release the twist. Right hand comes out beside you. We're going to just lift onto the shin, side of the shin there. Reach your left arm over your ear. If that feels good, you can even extend the top leg to give a little bit more, reaching the toe toward the mat. Little rainbow shape. Good, let's stack the knees, come back down into the center, and lift back into boat. Beautiful, hug the knees toward your body. Tip them to the left, keeping them together. Sitting tall, we're gonna twist to the right, reaching that left hand toward your shin or your thigh. Don't worry if the knees separate a bit. Just find that twist for your own body. We're feeling this twist in the spine, but also in our hip. Release out to the left. Hands coming out. And I'm going to lift to the side of the left leg and reach my arm over. If I want to take it a little further, I'll extend that top leg, toe to the mat. Press your hip toward the ceiling. Nice big rainbow shape. Good, knees together. Lower down. And now we'll roll onto the back. Hug those knees to the chest. It'll rock side to side. Good, so we're going to take soles of the feet together, let the knees open up. And we can reach down for the ankles or maybe backs of the thighs and just give ourselves a little rock side to side. So you're making like a cobbler in the air. Pausing in the center, we'll let the feet come down to the mat. Reclining cobbler's pose. Letting the knees fall open. And we just take a few breaths here. Let the shoulder blades roll under. Let the palms rest onto your low belly. And here, if you'd like, just take an intention for your day. Maybe to let go of a bit of stress. Maybe to allow yourself to try something new. To find another moment in your day just for you, for your breath. And then close the legs together. And let them slide out on the mat. Let the hands open down. And relax into your Shavasana. Give yourself a couple focus breaths. Just following your inhale in through the nose, down the back of your throat. Feel it filling the chest and the belly. Feel it all going back out again. We'll let that breath deepen, filling a little more, letting go. And then just gently begin to move the hands and feet. We'll reach the arms and legs out. Give ourselves a big stretch. And then hugging the knees in. Give yourself one more rock side to side. Let's take a hold behind the thighs and give ourselves a little rock back up to seated. Giving the neck any last little stretch, or the shoulders. And then we'll just reach the arms up. We're going to invite some peace, joy, excitement into our day. Pull it into your heart. And then thank yourself for showing up for your practice. I send my gratitude out to you for joining me here. Thank you so much for sharing your time this morning. Namaste. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. See you next time.